Good morning, team. How are we? Hello in the chat. What's happening? How is everyone's game week 15 looking? Sorry, I'm just having a quick snack. I just got back from playing a bit of football myself. So, what transfers are we considering, and what do folks need help with? Hello team, what's happening? Oh, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you, George. I appreciate it, my friend. I don't think we've met before, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's a bit early. Usually with these type of streams, people start to log in maybe 20, 15 minutes before. So the first first 10, 15, 20 minutes can be a bit lonely, but welcome. You're very welcome, mate. Fire away. Do you need any help this week, George? Let me know if you do. Hey, Aaron. How are you? You're very welcome as well, my friends. How can I help you both? I'm actually just tinkering away with my draft team right now. Don't know if you guys play draft. Alrighty, Aaron is on a free hit. Donnarumma, Tarkowski, Munoz, Theo, Foden, Bruno Fernandes, Minteh, Bruno, Guimaraes, Haaland, Welbeck, Holtmada, Andersen. That's nice. You've definitely got a bit of a benching headache there. Yeah, Theo, yeah, Munoz. Yeah, that's nice. Who have Everton got? just going to have a quick look at clean sheet odds for you, Aaron, sorry. Yeah, so Newcastle, highest clean sheet odds. I like the Chow. I keep calling Tio. Chow. I've got Chow in my regular team. Have you got a City? Oh, you got Donnarumma. Okay, nice. And Everton have Forest at home. Yeah, okay. So, one thing I would say about free hits is what I personally quite like to do is, yeah, I think you're right with Donnarumma. I think he's the safe entry point into the City defence. And yeah, Pep's comments do have me slightly concerned. I wonder if he'll go for double rotation because Nunes at right back also hasn't been playing well. So I'm just having a bit of food. I just got back from playing football myself. So Aaron, just quickly, on your free hit, mate, just have a think about, I quite like to, if I'm going to punt a single game week, I quite like to go double defence if you can. So you've obviously hedged. You've got one from City, one from Everton, one from Palace, and one from Newcastle. Oh, you've got triple Newcastle. Okay, so you've got Baltimore and Guimaraes. Yeah, I like that. I wouldn't go double Palace because Fulham at home. Everton's fine. And you've got Haaland and Foden. Yeah, okay. All right. Fair enough. I think that's a tough one. I like Tarkowski. I think he's got a bit of goal threat and he's got DEFCON ability. You could consider playing Van Heck instead of Tarkowski, but that's a tough one. I wouldn't sort of love double Brighton defense. But yeah, that's a really good good free hit team. Could consider maybe Romero at Spurs, although Spurs do struggle at home. But it's just Romero's got really good goal threat. You've got Bruno Fernandes. Okay, yeah, because that's Wolves away. And then Haaland, Voltemade, and Welbeck. Yeah, really like that. Really like that free hit team, mate. My team. Sorry, just really quickly, I want to check for my draft team at Chelsea, 24% clean sheet odds, and Forest 25. Ooh, that's a coin toss, isn't it? Alrighty, how is my team looking? Let me show you. Brighton are very consistent. They should have a Bruggen, but they concede for it. Yeah, I totally agree with the Brighton thing. I've got, I think I've got Vacker on my draft team, but yeah, I wouldn't be breaking your team up necessarily to bring. Alrighty, so Aaron, my team is looking as such. Now, I didn't actually make any transfers. I checked one of the price riser things before I went to bed, and it was saying that Foden was going to rise today. So last night would have been tomorrow. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to make any. I try not to make. I was tired, long day, and I'd made quite a lot of content yesterday. So I was like, I'll sit on my decisions. And then I woke up to the news that Foden rose overnight, which was really annoying. So what I need your guys' help with, Aaron and George, is basically my two options for transfer this week. I've got 2 free transfers, so I need to use them. The kind of safe bet would be I do Richards to Andersen at Fulham, and I think Semenyo's gone for me. I got Semenyo to Minteh. So that would mean I would play, I'd probably play a 3-4-3. I'd probably start O'Reilly. I'd probably have Andersen on my first off my bench. And if he gets bent, if O'Reilly gets benched, Andersen's coming on. I'd then have a mid, so I'd play Raya, Munoz, O'Reilly, Chow, Andersen first on my bench. I'd then play Saka, Minteh, Gakpo, and Bruno. And obviously Gakpo benching is a risk. And then I'd play Thiago at Spurs, Mateta, and Haaland. What I like about this move is that it gives me 1.3 in the bank, so that then when I get my 5 free transfers next game week, I can quite easily do. Can I do Chow up to Timber? No. Oh, can I even do O'Reilly up to Timber now? Oh. So if I do that move, I could then, with exact money, move Timber. Actually, sorry, my long-term plan is to do these guys, and I like Vandenberg. So this is kind of my long-term view for my team, which I really like, because Vandenberg and Andersen rotate really nicely. Timber and Munoz start every week. Rise and goal. I've got my double Arsenal defence from 16 when they have Wolves at home, and then I just play Saka and I can rotate Minteh, and so it's like good balance on the team. So that's option one. It's probably a bit more risk averse. It does give me a slight benching headache in this game week, but it really allows me to easily move to double Arsenal defence, bring Timber in 16. Timber can then be a placeholder for Gabriel. Easy peasy. Or I take a bit more of a risk in the short term, and what I would do is I would leave my defence as is. Oh, and also what I don't like about the other setup is that it breaks up my double Palace defence, who have done so well for me. Now, Palace have some tough fixtures. Fulham away, City at home, Leeds away, Spurs at home, Fulham at home, Newcastle away, Villa at home, Sunderland away, Chelsea. Like, that's a really tough run. Arguably kind of all the way through to like 26, which is like mid-Feb. So that's a lot of football to have double. You know, I don't necessarily have to have them the whole time. Whereas Fulham's run in the short term is much nicer. But Crystal Palace just keep clean sheets. Like, they've kept 4 clean sheets in the last 5. Now, to be fair, that was Brentford at home, Brighton at home, Wolves away. They lost to United. So that is a nice run. So you would kind of expect them to keep that. But Richards does well for DEFCON. He does well for bonus. He's just a bargain at 4.5. I really like Richards, and I do really like my double Palace defence. So my other moves would be Semenyo still goes, but then I'd also get rid of Gakpo. Now Gakpo becomes Minteh, and I can then afford Foden. So suddenly my short-term team looks much better. I would still play a 3-4-3. I'd just bench Richards first, and I'd play my 4, and I'd play Thiago. But what that then does is it does then make bringing in, if I keep Foden for, you'd want to keep him for West Ham at home at the very least, wouldn't you? Yeah, if I'm bringing Foden in, I'd probably just want to keep, particularly if he plays this game week and he bangs again, I'd probably just want to keep him. So then moving to double Arsenal defence in 16 is tough, because I've only got 0.4 in the bank. I'd get rid of these lads. And then, yeah, I've then only got 0.4 for another defender. And I don't like that. It means I have to play my double Palace defence every week. Who are like decent? And this is with price rises and stuff. So Timber could rise again, and suddenly I'm looking at like a 3.9, which I don't love. And who's off to AFCON as well? So the only thing with Sunderland as well is that they've got a tough run, and they've got a lot of players leaving for AFCON. Is Estev's down to 3.9, isn't he? But look, Burnley's run. Burnley on a real slump. Does he keep getting DEFCON? Yeah, Estev at the very least. 3, 3, 3, 4. Like, that's not awful. Some 16. They got Fulham at home, then Everton at home. So basically, that's my only concern, is that if I do Foden, I guess this then begs the question: Is Minteh a saleable asset? Can I do Minteh down to like Welbeck? Because Mateta's really not delivering. What are Arsenal's fixtures from 16? Everton, yeah, you'd want double Arsenal defence for those 4 fixtures at the very least, wouldn't you? Tough. And it's made even tougher now. Bloody Foden rising. Excuse my language. It's really frustrating. So, team, I've kind of, if you're still with me, I've gone on a bit of a ramble, but Richards and Semenyo to Andersen and Minteh. Oh, and sorry, the other thing I don't love about the midfield moves is Gakpo, although his minutes are a bit sporadic. Like, he goes, if you look at Gakpo's, so not including the Champions League, so I know he got benched, but you know, from game week 7, starts, so 90-90, starts 6, pulled at 60, 90, no start, 34, and then 3 starts and a haul in there, but then he did get hooked at half-time against Sunderland. But Liverpool's fixtures are really nice. Actually, I'll tell you what, if Bruno doesn't deliver against Wolves, I'll be quite happy giving him the, yeah, it is. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Bruno or Minteh could be a saleable asset that I get rid of in order to bring in Timber. And then if Liverpool go off, I think the main thing with Liverpool that I need to see is who's going to step up. I know Salah's not played the last couple of games, but who's going to really step up when Salah's off at AFCON? Anyway, Aaron George, if you're still with me, who would you rather do? Would you do Richards and Semenyo to Andersen and Minteh, or would you do Semenyo and Gakpo to Minteh and Foden? I thought you'd say that. I was literally going to bed last night being like, oh yeah, I'll get Foden in. He won't rise, I'll get him tomorrow. Oh, that's so I also wanted to save it for the stream. I wanted to save it so you guys could see my moves in real time. Aaron, I am an Arsenal fan. I try not to. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I try not to. Oh, okay, very good. I try not to talk too much. I mean, look, I know some content creators, you know, like FPL Raptor and Let's Talk FPL and Harry. They talk about the teams they support. I think actually, in a way, for me, I almost in the past have. I've almost hedged against Arsenal a little bit in FPL because sometimes I'm like, well, if they win, I'll be happy, and if I don't have their assets, and they blank, then I'll be double disappointed. So sometimes I actually, but yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan. City. So do you reckon you can mount a title challenge with your defense? Yeah, they are now. Yeah, like under Arteta in the last couple of seasons. But I'm talking like I've been playing FPL now for, I think this is my 17th season of playing FPL. So Wenger, late Wenger, Emery, yeah, the dark days, finishing 8th. I couldn't possibly say. I'm in my late 30s. So I would have started playing FPL when I was like 20. Yeah, it's when I was at uni. So yeah. I'm nearly 40, mate. Late 30s. Who are your benching headaches, mate? Oh, they've actually got a pop-up of AFCON. There you go. You had O'Reilly. Bevan says he probably rested, so let's get him out. Yeah, it's a really difficult one with Pep. Like I'm not gonna use a transfer to take O'Reilly out. The only thing I would say with Pep is that generally, and with his defenses, I think as well, if he's going to rest someone, he kind of like just gives them. Maybe he doesn't take them out of the squad, but he kind of doesn't even bring them on. So if the Sunderland game is going the way that you lads want, like I don't mind having Richards come off my bench, for example. But yeah, if I got rid of O'Reilly and he starts and does well against Sunderland, I'd be kicking myself. Actually, that's got me thinking. No, I wouldn't have enough money to do that, would I? 0.6 isn't enough. That is 8.4. Ah, you have me thinking there, mate. Yeah, Sunderland are really good. Yeah, Sunderland are a very good team. They gave us a lot of problems at Stadium of Light. Did well to get a point at Anfield. But the thing is that just like Anfield now versus what it was, it's just not the same thing. And I think playing you lads at the City Ground versus Anfield at the moment. So yeah, I could see Sunderland scoring. All righty. I think I'm locked in with my transfers. I think I know what I'm going to do. I think I bring myself to sell Gakpo. It's been so good for me. What's his? All right, he's 7.5. And what am I selling him for? I bought him for 7.7. Lost money on him. Yeah, okay. He only cost something, so I'm not gonna. If I wanted to bring him back in. I don't think I'll be bringing some anyway. What are my score predictions? Alrighty. I've not done this before. Villa, Arsenal. Villa have been a bit of a bogey team of ours the last couple of years. I feel like Emery pulls out his best games against us. Score predictions. I could go with. I think it'd be a tight game. I think it could be 2-1 to Arsenal. I think Arsenal will win, but I think Villa will score. I think Bournemouth-Chelsea might be a low-scoring draw. I think maybe like a 1-1. Both teams are hit and miss. Obviously, Chelsea lost away Ellen Road. Bournemouth are struggling. It'll either be a 1-1 or a Chelsea win, but not a big one. I think Everton are going to bounce back and they are going to beat Forest like 2-0. City Sunderland will be 3-1. Hey Nathan, how are you, buddy? Enzo or Thiago? Who did Chelsea have? Bournemouth away. Ooh, that's a tough one. Usually, Nathan, I would say Enzo, but the only thing now is that we don't know what the Palmer situation is going to be like. And Enzo, if Palmer's on the pitch, drops down the pecking order for pens, whereas Thiago, we know, is on pens and will definitely take them. Yeah, it's a really tight, but I would really tight one. But I think yeah, and I think Nathan, I think as well, Thiago is he's rested as well. So a fresh Thiago, and Spurs are dreadful at home, so he could do bits there. I don't know, Bournemouth are much better, but yeah, Thiago for me. Yeah, City 3, Sunderland 1. Newcastle, I think that could be like a 3-0. Burnley are really going downhill, and Newcastle can score goals. Yeah, Spurs Brentford. I think Spurs are going to struggle here. I think that could be a 1-0. I think Brentford could get something, and I think Thiago will score. Leeds Liverpool. Ooh. Leeds just had a great win at home against Chelsea, didn't they? Liverpool struggling. Oh, I could see Leeds winning this. Honestly, I think like 1-0, 2-1. Brighton West Ham. I think Brighton will outplay them. I think Hurtzler's got enough. That's 2-0 Brighton for me. Fulham Palace. I think that's got a 1-1 or 2-2 written all over it. Goals, but no team can defend. And Wolves United. I think that's 2-0 United. 2-0 United. Those are my score predictions, mate. I hope that was helpful. All right. Do we have anything on Twitter? feel like Minteh is getting a lot of heat. Like, yeah, he's not, you know. Oof. A couple of captains on Phil Foden. Yeah, Wolves are really bad. Wolves are the team to target. I literally bought Bruno in for the Wolves game. Annoyed that he blanked, but all right, team. I think I'm going to pull the trigger. I really like. I do really like Gakpo, and I can bring him back in easy enough. But Leeds away, Brighton at home, Spurs away. I'll be targeting Liverpool assets again for 18-19. And obviously, Salah will be gone by then. We'll probably get a better understanding. But I think in the short term, like I want Foden for the next few. And I think I'll get punished if I don't have him. So yeah, I think I'm going to attack him. Should have done this last night and avoided a price rise. But hey, we all make mistakes. Alrighty, transfers locked in. Hey, Ollie Ryan Lowe. Oh, wait, this is trying to pick a differential quick. Oh, KDH, Dewsbury Hall, is that? I want to play, but I don't know who for right now. I get Semenyo. Is it? I'm about to sell Semenyo. Are you asking if Semenyo is essential? Yeah, I'm getting rid of Semenyo right now. So no, I think Semenyo is the opposite of essential. I think he is sellable. There we go. That's my transfers made. And that's my team. Yeah. You do well with those three this week. I think looking at that team. Thank you, Ollie. I appreciate that, my friend. Look, FPL is there's a lot of luck involved. I just love playing the game, mate. To be honest, there are some amazing creators out there who I've got friends as well who spend hours planning and like their thought process and the data and the eye test. They've watched loads of football and like they go into every game week. They send me a screenshot of their team and I'm like, yeah, that looks amazing. Like I think that'll do really well. And they just get some of them, like one lad in particular I play with, he just gets so unlucky, bless him. And for the hour in out and I played my wild card on my stag the morning of my stag do this year, and I was the most hungover I've ever been in my life in game week 4, and I've basically had nothing but green arrows ever since then. Obviously, I'd done a lot of planning going into it, but I was like dead. I was dying in bed. I was double Palace defense, for example, and they've just done me so well. And I got on Haaland early, got Semenyo early. So it's a tough one, but there's some good stuff out there, mate. And look, I just love talking about FPL. I heard someone say that basically people start podcasts and YouTube channels because the people around them are just so sick of hearing. My family is sick of hearing me talk about FPL. I figured I'd just go and talk to complete strangers about it. So I hope it's useful. think the main thing with the ranks is you've just got to be consistent. Yeah, my wife is as well. I've just stopped talking to her about it because she's just like, but what am I up to? I showed some of the lads last week. What's my previous seasons? I know that was this season. Yeah, so what am I? 17th season. Oh yeah, year before last I was 6.5k finish. So last year was 32k, 6.5, 51, 14, 50, 51. That was a blowout. 2018-19, 193k. 34k, 41, 42k, 51, 51. Top 5k. That was my best year. 2013-14. That was the Aaron Ramsey at Arsenal, Yaya Toure double pivot that I punted at the start of the season. That was when I really fell in love with FPL. Oh, I've had that question twice today, mate. How old are you? Old enough. Old enough, my friend. But that's what's great about FPL. Something for everyone. All right, team. Good man. Yeah, I'm literally old enough to be a dad, so get your teams locked in, lads. Yeah, actually, I've been playing FPL for 17 years. I started when I was at uni. All right, lads, we've got 2 minutes before the deadline. Get your teams locked. Anything coming in on Twitter? Get out. Benjamin Foden. Who is this bloke? I feel like he's such a troll. Just read a good bit of advice there on X, lads. Stick your vice captain on a reliable starter. So I did have Foden, but I've just popped it back on Bruno because you just never know. Like O'Reilly could be benched. Foden could get a nice benching just as I bring him in. But anyway, that team looks good. I'm pleased with that. We're 1 minute away, guys. Get your teams locked in. Get your captains and vice captains locked. I'd advise different teams and a starter. So Haaland is the obvious one. Probably Bruno or Saka would be good options as vices, I'd say, because they will most likely start. And that is the deadline. Thank you so much for joining me today, team. If you found the stream useful, please smash the like button. And if you're not already subscribed to FPL Hawley, please hit subscribe. It really, really helps the channel. As I said, I do this, in my free time. I just love talking about FPL and I love playing the game and I love sharing my season journey with all of you. Yeah. Good luck, team. Best of luck in game week 15. Already at game week 15. Madness. Everyone's team's locked. All right, team, I'm going to hop now. Thanks so much for joining. Have a good game week 15, and I'll see you on the next stream. Bye, team.